Yo, guys, it's me, Connor, and it's time for a life update. Um, Nothing's happened. Wait, no, that's a lie. Um, in the last few weeks, I've A, gotten promoted yet again at work, B, had my car die a horrible death and is now in a different state, C, took a day-long trip to Baltimore yesterday. That was wonderful. D, woke up 2 hours late for work this morning. So, yeah, I've had a pretty rough 2 weeks. Well, week mainly, um, 2, 3, something like that. The working 40 hours a week is a little bit harder when you're um an assistant manager than an assistant manager or key holder. Um, you just don't get to appreciate how much spare time you actually have when you're a third key. Um, so now I'm the assistant manager, which is pretty awesome because I should have my own store in like 2 years, hopefully, maybe. Um, which be awesome. Uh, right now I am currently looking for a new used vehicle, preferably used. It's probably gonna end up being another junker, which I don't want. I want something that's going to last me the next 5 years instead of something that's going to last me a year. And I'm not paying $1,000 for something that's going to last me a year. And I don't think, anybody else really gets the whole, idea behind that because I'm really rough with my cars. Um, so let's see what else I've got on my agenda for the day. Um, I still haven't gotten any word back from any of the from the TLC clinic. Apparently they want nothing to do with me, which is weird. I guess it's because I, vent on YouTube instead of, regularly to a therapist whom I can't afford, especially now. Um, so yeah. So if any of you out there know any free clinics, free therapists, something like that, um, somebody who's not my mom. That would be awesome. Oh yes. Speaking about parents, I should be moving out soon. Like, and have found a apartment, pseudo townhome type thing. Um, but of course I need to get a car first, which shouldn't be that hard. I mean, getting a loan for a car is not gonna be bad. It's just the transfer. I'm gonna need to transfer out of my store and into a different store, which is going to not be fun or functional at all. But it's something that needs to happen. Um, I'm quite over that, all this, that over there, and this, up there too. Over all of that, I can't really I don't relate to any of the people who live here. Um, I can't talk to anybody here. Mainly because they don't listen to a thing I have to say. If I start bitching about my day at work, they just, kind of cut me off and say, "Oh, I've had a hard day too. Woe is me." Blah 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 blah. So I don't want to be here. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. I had like a little drama fest happen yesterday, actually, on the way back from Baltimore. This was great. So I have a couple of friends who are gonna go up to Katsucon with me. Um, and I was at the department head meeting for Katsucon because I'm the registration department head. So on the way home, we were figuring out rooms and how much everybody was going to pay because I'm going to be fronting a, a fair bit of money for this room, and I wanted to know, how much everybody else was willing to pay to stay in the Gaylord. So I ended up calling around and, deciding everything. I should probably tell you at this point, I'd made these plans probably about 10 months ago. So everything else was set in stone. I made this plan with Alec and Dennis, um, who was another one of my friends who probably been cursed at several times throughout these videos. Um, but regardless, so we made these plans. He said he wanted a bed. Um, Alec and I have no problem sharing one. And Alex +1, because Alec is my second in command, has a +1 badge, and she gave it to Phoebe, who's another one of her friends, and she has no problems, sharing a bed with Guy. Um, so we got that going on. Now, we called, Dustin's ex-girlfriend, who was going to stay in the room regardless, before they broke up, and it didn't seem fair to me to, kick her out of the room just because Dustin broke up with her and, and they had their own little hissy fit. I don't care. Um, so it wasn't fair to either of them to kick both of them out of the room, so I'm gonna let them stay. So I called her, asked her how much money she'd be willing to put in the room. She said about like 40, 50, $60. That's fine. Um, then we called my friend, my good buddy Lex, and he just recently got a girlfriend. Asked me about a month ago, or a month and 6 days uh, ago, if he could bring his girlfriend to con as his +1. And I was like, you know, I'm kind of leery about the whole thing because I don't, I just know how it is when significant others go to con with you. They don't end up staying your significant other much longer. Um, so I was like, yeah, she can come. Well, he thought just because he had a girlfriend that he was gonna get a bed. So we had this big, long, drawn-out argument about that yesterday, which we ended up stopping off in Richmond and talking to some of our friends up in Richmond, and they said that both sides were overreacting about the whole thing. I mean, I was just pissed off because I had a really, really long day. We both had a really long day. We got up at like 7 o'clock in the well, I got up at 7. He got up at 8. But we'd been, in a car pretty much all day, and then sitting in a cold room for another 5 hours, and then in a car for another 4 hours. So we were, beyond tired and upset. Um, so it wasn't the best time for him to, blow up on us. So it was it was kind of weird. I don't even know if we have this settled out yet, which is the funny part. Um, but you should know that it's, first come, first serve on rooms. It has always been so. And if he wants to, uh, you know, get the bed next year, he needs to call it now. So, um, yeah, so if that's about it. Yeah, I don't know why I just brought my, like, whole personal drama into this, but I did. Probably because I haven't really talked to anybody in, like, an entire day. And before that, probably about, like, 6 months. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably be like ranting and raving in between, like sending off emails to my staffers and, you know, screaming my head off about the holiday season. So, yeah, stay tuned. I'm probably either gonna, be, screaming or, crying on the next few videos. So, yes. Oh. Alright, bye.